Hey everyone. How's it going? All right. Oh, I got 1 second. Had my baby's bouncer in the back. All right. Very good. So I have noticed a few bugs here today. Yeah, today gonna be working on a couple improvements. I don't think any major functionality. I'll be working on some of the casting stuff. I might add an animation for casting. That'll probably be good. I do need to go over the workflow for my new characters. So you can see we got 5 new characters here. So excited about that. We have a pretty good workflow that we can create characters fairly quickly. Very customizable. And that's exciting. So I'll walk through what that workflow looks like. I have noticed a few bugs. So this morning we were or not this morning, a few minutes ago, kind of working through some of this stuff, and I have noticed some bugs. So I'll walk through some of those bugs, what they are, and kind of what we need to do to fix them. I think most of them are pretty straightforward. There is one that I'm a little worried about. That's where the enemies are kind of walking on top of each other, and it results in some weirdness. So we'll see what we want to do about that. Let's see. Oh yeah, I also need to. I don't get all the information I need, so I do need to improve the UI a little bit here. But we'll mess with some of that. Let's see. Actually, I can time some stuff now. Let's see. So yeah, we'll go through that here in just a second. But yeah, should be a good stream. After that, I may run through some music. We'll see kind of what's going on. Depends on where we're at. But first, when we start, I think just working through some bugs here. All right. But yeah, so we got our characters. I will wait probably until kind of halfway through the stream to start going through like what we did to create these characters, like what the workflow is. We'll walk through that probably sometime around 10, probably an hour or so. In the meantime, I'm gonna start working some bug resolution. All right. I may put this just over here in the corner or something, because I mean this is interesting. Let's see. All right. I wonder if I can throw this over there. Interesting. Okay, that's fine. Well, we'll pop that there. Okay, let's see. So I'm gonna pull up my Trello. Gotta live by the tickets. See if it pops up here on the screen. It should. I don't know how smart it is. Sometimes it works really well, sometimes it doesn't. Hey, look at that. Okay. So, I have a couple different bugs I want to resolve today. I want to resolve that one potentially. Let's see. I can look at that one. I think that one's actually already resolved. We'll check. And let's see. I wanted to have a better magic UI that I'll work on. Hey, Journey, how's it going? Good to see you. Let's give that a go. So I'm going to start, I think, working on my UI because that's more interesting than bug resolution. Hey, Aaron, how's it going? Currently working on kind of improving the magic UI. So right now, I'll make this big again so you can see. So right now, I really don't have a lot of UI. Yeah, we did get a character. Let me do this. We actually have several. Hey, very good. Glad to hear it, Aaron. So yeah, let me kind of walk through the characters. So I have developed 5 characters. We can kind of walk through them. So this is Arya. Yeah, we've got some character models. I found a really good workflow here at 10 o'clock or so, about an hour. I think I'll walk through that workflow. I'm gonna try to get some UI development in a little bit first, but yeah, got a really good workflow to develop models quickly, and they look pretty good. I mean, they have good physics. They look good. They look okay. I take it back. Maybe they don't look good. They look decent. I think some look better than others. I think it's obvious where time went, but yeah, I'll talk through all that. So I'm actually using a tool that a lot of like VR chat people use, Vroid. If you've ever heard of Vroid, it's essentially a free like character model tool, mostly for like anime type characters. But if you draw like features, right, you can kind of customize. I'm gonna get off that one because that one doesn't look great. You can kind of customize, right, and make them look a little bit more realistic, maybe a little bit more interesting. But there's so many assets and things out there for Vroid. Almost everything has like open licenses where you can kind of like do whatever you want with it. So yeah, it works out pretty well, and they have good animations. All the animations work from Mixamo. So I do have a workflow that it took me to like get there, right? I'll say it was a lot of trial and error to figure out how to do this like cleanly. But maybe I'll go ahead and walk through it now. Yeah, look at Vroid. Honestly, like I can create a model. Well, you guys saw like last week I had, probably a couple days ago, right? I had all placeholder models. In the time since the last stream, I created all these characters. They have good physics, right? I mean, like look at the hair, right? Like it's fantastic. So like it took a little work to get like the workflow down. Actually, you know what? I'll just pull up what that workflow looks like. 1 second. Let me just add this because I do have like I had to. So you know, I've mentioned this before. I think I'm an engineer. I've worked avionics development, so I use PowerPoint a lot. Right? I had to kind of map out what this workflow looked like. So this is it. This is the workflow. So in Vroid, you create a model. I can pull that up actually, I think. Well, I've got a lot open and I'm streaming. I probably won't pull up Vroid. But yeah, so in Vroid, you can kind of create the model. It gives you a really good interface to kind of customize things that you want. As I said, it's really catered towards like anime style characters. That's not what this is, obviously. So there are a lot of like tutorials and things online about making characters look a little bit more realistic in that tool, and kind of looked and followed some of those. And at some point I can share. And then after that, when you're in Godot, the first time you need the VRM add-on. So the VRM add-on, it's kind of it allows you to import those Vroid models. So you export the models into a VRM format. You import them, add the VRM add-on. And the other thing that does is I can go modify this model in Vroid, right, without re-importing. All right, I just have to export the VRM to my project. Without re-importing, they automatically update. So anytime I make changes in Vroid, they get captured instantly in my game, which really helps when I need to make small tweaks. And then you can go into Mixamo. If you're not familiar with Mixamo, Mixamo is an Adobe product. It's free though, so you can go on Mixamo, download animations. So all the animations I have are all from Mixamo. Oh, I'm out of mana. So yeah, so everything you're seeing is all Mixamo animations, and essentially whenever you import them, you remap the bones to a standard Godot bone type, right? And then what that lets you do is you can then import all of your Mixamo animations in the same bone set and map them without any effort. So was really helpful to kind of walk through that. And then once you're in, I kind of do everything in the every time. That every time, by the way, is every time you add a new model. Whenever you have the model, you don't have to do anything. There's no upkeep. You can just go make changes in Vroid and it automatically updates here. But yeah, so you have to go map out your animations. I'll show you what that looks like real quick. Let's see. Let's close this. Let me adjust this so you can see some stuff here. Okay, so I have this animation right here, right? This is the same for every character. It's actually its own scene. And so it looks like this for every character on the top left. And that's where I have all of my Mixamo animations here. These all come free with the model that you get from Vroid, right? I mentioned it's really made for like VR models, that for like VTubers, right? So they have blinking, they have all of the different facial expressions. Here I can actually, let me pull that back up and we can walk through some of them. And it's all free, no paid tools here. And you have complete artistic license and complete IP control of anything you create. So I like this workflow. It works out really, really well. I'll probably post that in the Discord so you guys can see that workflow. And then I added some animations for like a intro cutscene whenever you kick off the game, just really to show off the models. I mean, but we're coming along. So yeah, so this is pretty cool though. Yeah, a lot of really good tools out there. I think it really, really helps kind of pick up some of the workflow. Okay. Yeah, I was really impressed. Like the agility and the speed to create characters is so good. Character creation was like the thing I was most worried about, right? I don't have a ton of Blender experience. I originally was taking them out of Vroid, putting them into Blender, messing with them, and then sending them back, and I figured out I could skip that step. And it helps a lot. So you can see the blinking. Let me kind of walk through because this is kind of cool. Some of these animations. So I have full facial control, and this is gonna be great for cutscenes. Let's see. Let me go to, is this where yeah, right here. So let me reset the face, right? So you can kind of see, this is kind of like the generic expression, right? I showed you angry is what we're at. We can kind of go happy. This is going to be so good for cutscenes. I haven't implemented the look down, left, right, up yet. I have once, but I needed to make some changes in how I was doing this. So I probably have to set the eyes as their own animation player. So like, yeah, you can literally do anything, right? So when I program cutscenes, I'm going to have facial expressions. I'm going to have blinking. I'm going to have looking around. I can do actual mapping of like the mouth to words. So I'll be able to do that. Really going to be able to do a lot here. So I am very excited about where this is going. I was, like I said, this was the part I was most worried about, I think, in game dev. And I think we crossed it. So now I can focus on mechanics and getting a game out there. So, but yeah, so all that, I'm going to go ahead, I think, and this, I need to work on my face here. Apologize. But we're working on it. But yeah, so I need to work on some of my UI though. So I think that's what I'm going to do here in a second. But yeah, if there are any questions or anything, or if anyone wants me to walk through any of those steps, happy to do that as well. I really am pretty happy with this though. So yeah, I probably will. I think I'm getting pretty close to a demo. I've got most of the core mechanics in. What I will probably do is set up a scene, kind of starting to work on a script for the demo. And so I'll be able to kind of set up a scene to say, hey, this is what's going on. I need to change the world a lot. I think the steps before I get to a demo, I've got to clean up the UI because the UI is pretty basic at the moment. I need to build an actual level that makes sense with a story. I'm kind of working that story. I need to finish my name, kind of pitching a few things around, but don't have one finalized. And then I need to do magic animations. And I think after that, we're pretty close. It sounds like a lot of work, but I think we're actually pretty close to there. So, yeah. Not too far. And then we'll create when we get there, we'll create a Steam page, throw a demo up, and y'all will have a chance to play. I may reach out on the Discord before that to get some playtesting in. If you're on the Discord and you're interested in that, then yeah. If you're interested in playtesting, I'm thinking within the next week or so, I will probably do a build for playtesting. So if that's something you're interested in, I'll be posting there. And then if you don't have the Discord, that link should get you there. That may only be on. Let me post this to both to YouTube real quick. So yeah, if you don't have the Discord, feel free to join, and hopefully in the next maybe I'll say 2 weeks just to be safe. I'm gonna start playtesting, so that's where I'll likely go for playtesters. But yeah, I feel like in the last couple months, really have come a pretty long way. I think 2024 is a good year for making games. There are so many tools out there and so much community support. It really helps, I think, make it feasible for a single person to develop pretty complicated games. Okay, so I think what I'm going to work on is the Magic UI. The first thing I want to do is add a label at the top. So this is my UI screen. I want to add a label up at the top right now that says what spell you're casting. So one thing I noticed is when you go to cast a spell, you cast it, you don't really know what you were casting. Now, because we have character models, we know who's casting it, right? But it would be nice to say their name. And then while I'm thinking about it, speaking of names, one thing I noticed in that playtest we were just doing is on the priority list, our Ember character is named Dan. Well, Dan, that's not Dan, that's Ember. So I need to go update this file here to be Ember and not Dan. And that is this file here. So I'm gonna update that to Ember. I'll update this to Ember. Oops, gotta give it a minute to update, and then I'll go update the script to make sure it's calling Ember. I think it will already. Let's check. So if I go to Ember here, it's gonna be the top here. Okay, cool. Already done. All right, that should do it. Let me make sure that it doesn't, that didn't break anything. And then we'll start working UI. Okay, the couple things I want to knock out. So let me pull up, just to kind of talk through this. Let me pull up the game real quick. The big thing I want is at the top of the screen, right? I want it to say like a spell whenever I cast it. I think I'm gonna do that first. And then I need to make sure that when I am casting spells, you have a way of knowing kind of how much damage you're dealing. I think that's the main one. I do have already how much mana you're spending. That's in the parentheses, but I want to make sure it's obvious too. But right now, like if I click, right, there's no way to know how much damage I'm going to do from that spell. I want that to pop up. So I'm going to do two things right now. First off, I'm going to have this sidebar slide in, and it's going to tell me how much damage I'm dealing. And then I'm going to have when I actually cast. So if I wait here, I'm going to have when I actually cast, I'm going to have the spell pop up top. So let's do that real quick. Okay, so that's going to be here. I already have this. So all I need to do is send, when I go into Magic Confirm, I need to send a signal over to target info to make sure that this comes out with the right data. So let's do that. So confirm magic. It needs to be on enter into confirm magic. Let's go ahead and connect this. And I'm going to scroll down to, this is my target info. Let's see, make sure it's the right. Yep. Connect that. And so essentially when I do this, I want to do my slide in animation. All right. And then I want to do, when I leave it, I'm going to do the slide out animation. I will have to pass damage over, but I think that's going to be pretty straightforward. Let's check here. Target info. Oh, I actually have that backwards. That's okay. So this is going to play, and that one's going to play it backwards. Let's see. Okay, so then what I'm going to do, I've got that. I need to set this. Let's see. Target player. So target player, I will probably, instead of having a target player, I will have, actually, let me do this before I slide in. So yeah, instead of target player, let me send the spell. And I'll send the name of the spell. So let me go to confirm magic. Oh, that's on confirm magic entered. Can I, let me think. I probably can't pass data from this, unfortunately. So I may have to use a different signal. Let me go look at confirm magic. Because I do need to pass the spell, but I probably already am sending magic here somewhere. Let's see. I don't actually see where. Let me check here. Hey, Urban Mortar. You're looking at Godot right now. This is the Godot engine. Currently working on developing a tactical RPG. Right now we're working the UI. We implemented all the magic, at least at the top level, but you don't get a lot of insight into it. So currently working on that. Trying to find a good signal right now to pass over to this. Do you work in Godot quite a bit? Not WordPress. Oh yeah, that's right. You were working on, you're doing the WordPress. I didn't recognize your username, but WordPress is unique enough that I caught it. So yeah. Well, not WordPress. Not quite talented enough to work in WordPress, but that's all right. I'll save that for the real programmers. Well, very cool. Welcome to the stream. Oh no, maybe I'm not crazy enough. I don't know. Yeah. So if you don't know, Urban Mortar's been working on WordPress. What's your game again? It looks pretty complicated for being in WordPress. I'll give it to him. It looks good. And it's an RPG in WordPress. There's also some killer covers. If you're a Celine Dion fan, check out their work. It's pretty good. Well, welcome. Yeah, I'll show you my game. So yeah, currently working on a tactical RPG. If you've ever played like Final Fantasy Tactics or Fire Emblem. Oh, you know what? This isn't going to run because I'm in the middle of doing UI. I need to comment this stuff out real quick. It's worth showing you though. But yeah, so working on a tactical RPG. I think, most of what I see, this is probably closer to like Fire Emblem or XCOM in terms of like 3D tactical game, but it's gonna be pretty heavily influenced by Final Fantasy Tactics. That's my childhood, so it's hard to stay away from it. But it's coming along. We just got character models, so as of like last week, we didn't really have any character models. Everything was placeholder. Over the weekend, worked on building these guys. And yeah, it's really coming along pretty well. So having a lot of fun doing it. And so ultimately, yeah. So right now, for example, and I've got some glitches that are pretty new actually. That's new as of today. So like I have, the system where I can kind of cast a spell, and the goal is to have a really simple UI where you don't end up with like 100 spells you can cast from your action window over here. However, there's hundreds of spells you can cast through various methods. In this case, you're going to pick a element and then your charge time. So that's kind of the mechanic I'm going with. And right now, as you can see, basic UI, you can't really see right now how much damage you're dealing or what the spell's doing. So I need to add that. That's kind of what I'm working on now. And then I don't know why my guys decided not to jump. Earlier today, they were jumping. That's okay. And then, yeah, spells, when the spell gets cast, it doesn't have a lot of information. It does deal damage, right, if someone were to walk into the AoE. But, yeah, I need some help there. So that's what we're working on now. We are developing that user interface. So what I need to do here, I need to pass. I am passing the entered signal over, and I think I can cast that or pass that with the spell I think it's current magic selected. And what I can do is pass that spell over to that UI through this signal. And that should let me go pull at least the damage data for now. So let's go do that. The one thing I need to do, though, is when I do this, the way Godot works is everything has to have the same like inputs. I mean, probably most programming languages, right? So like if I put this input here, I need to go to every single time we use that input and make sure it has the inputs. Otherwise, we'll lose it. And it won't pass it. Luckily, it does throw an error if you do that. Godot has a pretty good sense of debugging and telling you when things are wrong. So luckily, we've got that. All right. Godot. Yeah. So Godot, I'm programming in GD script. I don't, it is an open source program. I don't know what the source code for the engine's in, but it's GD script. So it's pretty simple. I would say it's pretty similar to like Python. Hey BWAG, how's it going? Yeah, so not Rust. I've actually never used Rust. We just started at work. They're trying to do our verification tests in Rust. So that's my first introduction to Rust, but yeah, GD script's pretty good, honestly. I was nervous at first, kind of learning a new language, but it wasn't too intimidated just because a lot of these are so close to each other. Yeah, my day job, I'm an avionics developer for space applications. So currently working on an engine controller. Yeah, it's just rocket science. It's pretty easy. But yeah, so prior to that, I worked commercial and defense aviation or avionics. It's fun. It's different, obviously, a little higher stakes than game development, but probably not nearly as fun. Yeah. Okay. So here I'm pulling the magic. You do website design, right? Hey, thanks for the bits. I appreciate it. Really appreciate it. All right. Yeah, web development. So that's the challenge. I've never really done any form of web development. Obviously, if you're programming in WordPress, an RPG, you're probably pretty good at it. So I think I saw your resume. You've got you did websites for Universal and Disney. Is that right? Trying to remember. There were a couple big names on there. If I remember seeing your description. Yeah, and Warner Bros. Okay. So yeah, pretty big names there. So congrats on that. I think here I can do magic name and then magic dot damage. And I think that would work. I think that's really all I need. Let me think. Maybe I actually need to put this here. I gotta think through kind of what this looks like. Let's try this for now. I'm not gonna have it damage. I'm gonna put negative. I think I want to do this because I think it'll be red if I do. All right. I think that would look pretty good. This probably could be mana cost. Again, got to think through that. And I might change it a little bit. I might have their own kind of my own new box. Because right now I'm using the same box I use for melee attacks. But I think like a magic attack is so different, right? Because I'm not targeting a specific person. I'm casting a spell. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what that looks like differently. Got to think through that. I might also turn off this animation while I'm debugging. It looks nice for the stream, I guess. It might just get kind of annoying seeing over and over. Oh, look at that. Man, I got to fix the movement. I'm not sure what's going on there. We'll probably... My guy's just decided not to jump now. That's all right. I'll work on that one next. That's so strange. Huh. So movement was one of the first things I programmed here. And I'd never done game development before, like I said. So it was it's a little sloppy. I need to do some work there. Okay, so this shows now, at least it shows the spell and how much damage I'm going to do. I'm going to keep the UI really simple for now, I think. Not go too overboard, just to get kind of the minimum viable product out there so I can create a Steam page and release a demo. So for now, that might be good enough. I mean, that's not good, but it's not bad. I think it works for now. Obviously, I have a lot of work to do before it's ready to release. Okay. So the next thing I want to do when I cast the spell, the other thing that doesn't happen is during the actual casting animation, you don't get any indication of what spell you're actually casting. Oh, interesting. I'm having all sorts of movement issues. I must have broke something, which I guess is fine. But I'll go see what I broke. That's interesting. So yeah, no animations or anything on that. Let's fix what I broke. Very interesting. Let's look at my debugger and see what it doesn't like. There are a lot of bugs right now. I think most of them are... Okay, so yeah. So this is where I was talking about. When you create a new signal and you pass things from it, if you don't have enough arguments, it's going to just not call it. So we can just go to each of these. Confirm entered. Interest. Oh, you know what? I think I'm using the same function. So I think here I could just say we'll just say like placeholder. Doesn't really matter, I don't think. And the little underscores. Oh, you know what? We'll just do like this. The little underscores, that's Godot speak for I'm not going to use that in the function. Okay, so maybe this isn't the best way to do this. Is that the only place? That might be the only place. That's so interesting, though. I didn't think I changed that much. Let me go to the, okay, so this is in from confirm entered to callable button confirm button. It's all in the confirm one, so maybe it's fine. Let's try to see if that fixes it. Yeah, I'm using a lot of the same functions, I think, on top of like different signals. And I learned later that I think that's probably a mistake. I like one function for one signal because sure, you have less code if you do multiple functions per one signal. The problem is things like that, right? If you make one change to another signal, you're really impacting a lot of things, which you really don't want to do. So need to work on that. Let's see if that fixes this. Okay. I mean, partially. My animation's still messed up. Let's see what errors I'm getting down here. Okay, so I still have one to the grid map. Yeah, I do have, so I have my project hooked up to GitHub. And so I try every night to check it in. I'm really bad about it sometimes. Actually, on my Trello board, I have a task here to set up a nightly GitLab check-in, but I haven't done that yet. So, yep, for now it's just GitHub. Everything's in like your file folder, right? Like, so this file system, which is really bad. So you say I'm so organized, but I mean, if you scroll down to like my prototyping, this is pretty bad, right? I mean, it's a terrible organization. But yeah, work-wise, I try to be organized. Otherwise, I will get nowhere and I'll spin on trying to fix one bug for forever and forget all the other bugs I have. So gotta have something. But yeah, so this is just like a folder on my desktop and I just have that checked into GitLab or GitHub. Let's see. So do you use, well, WordPress, I think probably has its own, right? Oh, that did not like that. Okay, so grid map, world, unconfirmed mood entered. I might be doing this for a little while. Let me go to my grid map here. World. Always forget to push same here. Yeah, I really want to set up like a nightly a nightly thing. Just because, like, I always forget. It'll be like a few weeks later. I'm like, oh, you know, if I lost my hard drive right now, I'd lose like 2 weeks of work. So I really need to do work on doing that. On confirm, move confirm, entered. Let's see. That's this one. We'll put in a placeholder. Just GitHub WordPress plugin. I got you. Okay. I haven't used a ton of Subversion. I mean, like at work, I think a lot of our tools use Subversion, but I think everything's moving away from Subversion now. But I got you. Yeah, there's better tools out there now. So let's see if that fixes this. So ultimately I'm really surprised that my animation's not working for the jump. I need to figure that out too. Let's see. Make sure, okay, I'm still getting errors. Okay. Same thing. Okay, error calling, signal confirm entered to callable, on confirm move, confirm entered this time. So maybe there were a few here. I think here I can check which, confirm, well, yeah, there's a few. It's probably best just to go to here, on confirm, move confirm, entered, placeholder. Oh, I think exited wasn't supposed to have this. I'm a little nervous about that. We'll see. And then hopefully after we kind of clean up these couple little bugs, I can go back to the UI. Ultimately, I think for the Magic UI, I'll probably just have like the same kind of information I just put. I won't have the damage, but essentially at the top of the screen, I'll have it play, hey, here's who's casting it and what they're casting. And we'll keep it simple for now. I'm going to have to go through and redesign all of the AI, probably before my demo. No bugs yet. Okay, still no animation, but we'll check that out later. Not as confirmed with the animation. Okay, so with that, let's go ahead and go back to the UI development. Okay, so next I need, I think probably just across the top, just a new box here. UI control, we'll make a child node. I think this can be super simple. It can really just be a label. Let's take this label. We'll kind of center it. I am not really super adept at this yet. UI is something I have really not done a lot of in Godot, but it is something I need to work on. So it's something I still got to learn. Okay, ultimately though, I think this can be super simple. I probably need a container to put this label in. I probably don't want to put it in something by itself. Let me go ahead and create a container for it. And let's see that container. Let's see. What kind of container would we put that in? I don't know. Let's see. I guess we look in here. We'll do a panel container. And I can put the label inside there. Okay. Yep. That works. And then I'm gonna have to create the label. I'm gonna have to create a little bit of code for that label. Let's see if we can center this. I think that looks okay for now. Well, I can probably center on confirm select. I actually think confirm selection's not centered. I'll have to work on that because I do think this box is centered, but confirm selection is a little bit off. It actually might be off here, but might not be off when it pops in because I have all that controlled via animations. Okay, so in my label, I want this to say name-spell. I want to align it center. And then I need to create some animations. Again, going to keep this super simple at the moment. Everything I'm doing right now is in an effort to develop the minimum viable product where the game would be playable. That way I can start doing some play testing, start getting it out to people. I mentioned this earlier, but if you are interested in playtesting when I get there, check out the Discord. That's where I will be kind of sending out requests for playtesting, and then all I'll really ask is I'll post a build in Discord as long as I can get it there. I'll post it somewhere, and then I'll just ask for some feedback via Google form or something. That way I can get some information. But yeah, check that out on the Discord. Then that's a pretty new Discord, so you can be part of the start of it. We'll say Magic Spell UI. All right, so essentially, I'm gonna need a lot of this same stuff here. Actually, this will be pretty easy since I already have a node here. Oops. Essentially, what I need to do is when I enter this state, I should send a signal. So I have two signals I need to send there. One is going to be casting. So let's connect that down to my new UI here. And what I'll do is when I cast, I'll play my animation to slide in. And then when I finish it casting, I'll play my animation to slide out. Just like that. So that should be pretty straightforward. Let's go ahead and build the animations. Okay, so we need to go to the animation node. I'm going to create a new animation, and this is going to be slide in. All right, and then let's add a track. Well, I guess I can add it from here, huh? So I can go inspector, layout, position. All right, so it's going to start there, and then after probably 0.2 seconds, I will duplicate this and shoot it off the screen. So ultimately, it just needs to go over here off the screen. I need to figure, one thing I need to do that I haven't really done yet is that do it? No. Then I need to figure out where that went. Let's see. So my new position is 214, negative 463. One thing I need to do is I need to program all of the dynamic UI part of this. So right now, like if you resize the window, you'll see all these UI things. Again, really trying for minimum viable product here. I will be doing that. There are a ton of really, I think, pretty simple ways to do that because this is all very cleanly referenced, right? Okay, so then what I need to do is I need to, on magic casting, I think it already passes the spell. Let me confirm that. Casting, yep, active player and current magic. That's actually the exact data I need for this. So what I'll do, this is, I think, gonna be really easy UI here. What I'll do is pass that over. And then I will say, let's go, actually, I think I can take that from my target info. Basically this. And then I'll go back to here. Instead of target VBox, I'll just say, let me call this label. We call it magic info. Cast info, we'll call it casting info. I want to be a little bit better than that. So all I need to do then is say castinginfo.text equals current magic.magic name, comma, dash. Oh, actually, I need this the other way around. I want to do first put it in a string of active player dot name, comma, dash, comma, current magic dot name, and then I can just have slide in. And then really cool thing about Godot here, where I don't want to create like multiple animations that essentially do the same thing. A little trick here is I can just say animation player play backwards, right? And that does it. So then if I play this, Let's actually shorten this down to like 0.2 seconds. That's going back. I'll actually have them backwards already, so I'll flip them though. Okay, so then you can kind of see it slide in and out. That's good. It's working. Then on my script, I need to flip these. This is going to be play backwards. This is going to be play. I probably want to call this slide out just because I don't want the confusion of thinking that it's actually sliding in. And then I'll rename this. Animation, manage animations, slide out. Okay. All right. Did I lose my... Oh, wait. Okay, good to go. All right. What did it not like? It doesn't like that I don't have an in parenthesis. Okay, an end paren. That should work. And we'll run this real quick. I think this should work pretty well. This should be pretty straightforward. Godot does make it pretty easy to do UI development. And I really like the direction at least my UX is going. Okay. One thing I need to do is make sure that on ready, it needs to throw it out. So this right here needs to happen. I guess this needs to happen as soon as the scene loads. Okay. That should get rid of that. Let's see what happens here. Oh, hey, Orb Mortar. By the way, everything you're hearing on the music here. Oh, interesting. The music here you're hearing is also mine. I probably not as professional as yours. These are just live loops that I created. But yeah. So I strive to have the library that you've got one day. Your playlist is pretty good. Mine's pretty short. Mine is like 3 loops I created specifically for this. One of them is on Spotify. So, but yeah. Okay. So interestingly, I need to put. Let's see. Maybe if I say if current magic. For some reason, this was sliding in and out. I don't think I'm getting into this, right? I mean, this should only be when the magic is being cast. Let me print some things here. Yeah, at least it's close. I originally did like I had like a 4-bar loop going, and I was like, this is obnoxious, so so I kind of expanded it. It's live loop, so it was all done pretty much live, except for the vast song at the end. Yeah, for sure. Let's see. Let me print just here, I guess, right? Because I'm just trying to see why it's going in and out. It shouldn't, unless for some reason in the animation player. Oh, well, no. I don't know why that'd be going in and out. We'll see here. I should have made this like here too or something instead of here, but we'll see what happens. I'm wondering if it is cycling through. Like maybe I am sending the signal, and I need to go look at the logic of that signal if that's the case. It should only occur when I'm in that state. So if it is sending, I think it's as easy as saying, hey, if I'm in the current state. Nope, it's not. Interesting. So why would that be happening? Very, very... Oh, you know what? That's why. Because when we were testing it, I had this back and forth on. That fixes that. Okay. That was easy enough. It's the little things. The little things will get you. All right. Let's check here. All right, so that's fixed. And let's see, I'll go ahead and cast a spell here. We'll just cast that. Let's see what our UI looks like. Oh, we broke. Okay, so invalid index magic name on cast magic. I might have been looking at the. Sorry, might have been looking at the wrong resource when I said to use cast magic. Okay, it's magic cast. Well, that's the name of the spell. That's not the name of the spell. That's the resource of the spell. So I should do magic cast dot magic name. Yeah, magic cast dot magic name. Damage is still correct. So let's go back to here. Is it going to be yes? So current magic dot magic cast dot magic name. And then I think on my target info, I think this is actually where it was messing up as well. So I need to do magic cast. Oh no, actually magic dot damage is good. Magic dot magic cast dot magic name. All right. Let's check that out. All right, man, the word magic, I'm starting to get some semantic satiation. It's starting to look weird. All right, let's see. Okay, so now, so it still doesn't, so now it doesn't like, is it magic cast or is it cast magic? I think it's actually cast magic. Let me look one more time. Let's see. All right. So let's see. So under cast magic, it is magic cast. Let's see what I did. So I did dot magic cast, dot magic name, yeah. That's pretty good. And then on the other one, this is really where it's failing. Dot magic cast, dot magic name. Let me print magic. Let's do this. Let's I guess I'm gonna put it in the text box, because maybe I'm missing something. When I pass that over from onConfirm magic, maybe I'm not passing the right data in that signal, because I really think that should be a reference to the actual node that's holding the spell to be cast. If that's the case, I think that's actually the correct thing here. Oh, I broke it. Okay, invalid set index label on value type resource magic. So that's a resource magic spell. Okay, resource magic spell. Let's see what my... Hey, Casey, appreciate it. Thanks. I've got a pretty good workflow to create them pretty quickly now. So, yeah, I'm pretty excited about it. I can talk through that workflow here at 10 or so. Working some UI stuff though at the moment. Okay, so magic spell should be directly magic name. So that's interesting. Yeah, I'm at a loss now. Okay, let's try this one more time. Maybe I can just print some data instead of guessing. Okay, it will not print magic here, but I guess I could do string of magic just to, so it outputs it. But let's print magic here. And then I think from there, you know, I guess I could say if magic dot magic name. Let me make sure it's magic name as well. I feel like it is. Yep. If magic dot magic name, print magic dot magic name. Okay. Let's see what we get. Yeah, I think that that str, that string right there, I think that is going to convert it to a string. We'll check. Maybe I'm wrong. I was under the impression it would. Could be wrong. I've been wrong before. So yeah, these are the models. I've got a pretty good workflow to create them fairly quickly. Some are better than others, but you know, I think that's just where you spend your time. Okay, so yeah, so it did convert to a string. Okay, so yeah, it did say fire. That's good. With that being the case, let's go ahead and I think I can edit this script live. I'm not sure if it'll update for sure, but yeah, so then this would be text equals magic name. That should work. I wonder why it didn't work before. Maybe it wasn't actually a problem with, you know what? Actually, let's leave the string there. It may be the fact that it's a string name. So I'm using a string name for this, and Godot is really bad about if you have mixed typings. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that str, this right here, I'm pretty sure that converts it to a string. It worked, obviously. Yeah, converts any variant into a string, so. Okay, I think that should work. Let's check. And I thought we already did this part. Okay, so I think I'm fixing problems I don't have. I think I just got mixed up with what I changed. So I think this should work now because I changed on the other one. I changed kind of where it went. Okay. Gotta wait here. All right, confirm. So fire 10, that worked. Okay. Let's check here. There you go. Was it great? No, but it wasn't bad. So that works. I mean, that UI honestly helps a lot. Okay. I don't know why the animation... Oh, you know what? I do know why the animation is messed up. The animation is messed up because she's casting a spell on herself. So she's getting hurt, and that interrupts the animation. I need to work on that. I need to separate them, maybe. There's a weird balance here, and that weird balance is I want this gameplay to be really fast, right? But I also need it to look good. And then my character's lost in the grass. But I want it to look good, right? And so you got to balance, like... waiting for animations. Oh man, this is so glitchy now. I don't know what happened. It was running so smooth. So I got to balance waiting for animations and actually like just moving forward. So yeah, I got to think through that. So yeah, I broke my confirm attack. You can kind of see in the debugger. This probably has to do with the changes we made. I must have been using the same confirm signal placement as I was using for spell, and I was in several cases. So let's go ahead and fix these real quick. Okay, so confirm.entered. I need to send a spell. We'll just call it placeholder, because in most cases this won't matter. Okay. Let's see. It won't be on there because it'll be on the receiving end. Okay. Expected one arguments but called with 0. That might be all I need to do is just add placeholder to that, actually. Because I updated the functions already. There is a really good workaround, right? So one of the big problems I think with using signals like this is there's not a at compile way of telling you have a problem, right? All the only problems you get is at runtime. But you can fix that by, instead of doing what I'm doing here, actually creating a function that looks for those inputs and going from there. Hey, you're good. Yeah, tell Bridget I said hi. But yeah, so I can kind of, here are the models. I think they do have closed captioning. I don't know if it works. I want to say they do have it though. But yeah, I'll show you sometime. I'll show you the full kind of process to developing these models here at some point. It really is not too bad, honestly. Like all of these I cranked out over the course of a couple days. once I got the workflow down. The hard part really was finding the workflow. There's not a lot of like, the tool I used is called Vroid, which is really for like developing a VR model, right? So there's really not a lot of like details on using that for games. However, Vroid has a license. Oh, my person's definitely broken. Vroid has a license that allows you to use it for commercial purposes, for really anything you want without restriction. And you own the IP of everything you create in there, just like you do like Blender, right? So really surprised more people aren't using Vroid for game development. But, you know, that's all right. More power to me, I guess. But I'll share. I might even create like a short or something with like what this process looks like. I do have I do have a little PowerPoint image here. This is the workflow. It's called Vroid. So you can see on the screen right now this VR-oid, right? This is what that workflow looks like. And so it's pretty easy to develop. So you can see these are my notes, because as I was trying to figure out this process, I was working in PowerPoint. Yeah, it's actually sorry, my Ableton keeps crashing for some reason. Actually, super easy. I couldn't find any videos that just outlined Vroid to Godot. All of them I could find go through Blender, which is fine. So that's how I started doing it at first. It just took so long to go through Vroid, the Blender to Godot, and then have animations, because like the baking from Mixamo to your Blender model was not really good and not really clean. And you lost a lot of like the hair physics and stuff. But like with this, you have like hair physics, like you can see the little towel or whatever you want to call it, skirt. You have all those physics, and it's honestly cute. Oh, and then you have facial animations. So like, for example, you see her blinking there, right? Those are all because of Vroid, right? I mean, it's like Vroid is made for like VR chat. So you have blinking, you've got like emotions. Here, I'll show you. I'll walk through them. Let me pull that up real quick, because I'm just going to go over here and control it in the editor. So I'm just going to go to her animation thing, which is really going to help with cutscenes, right? I'm going to have really good looking cutscenes because of this. So you can see, right? If you look at her face, this is kind of the neutral face. You can have like happy, right? You can have sad. You can have the mouth move, right? Like they're doing like they're talking. You have all, like you can see, I don't know if you can see the node window over here, but I have all sorts of different consonants and things I can use in different clusters of sounds. Surprised. And so it's really pretty cool. Most of them rest in angry. But yeah. Hey, I appreciate it, Casey. Sounds good. I'll catch you soon. But yeah, I'll show you this. The only caveat is it's made for anime style characters. It actually took a lot of tweaking to get them to not look like they were straight out of an anime. I mean, they still look stylized. It would be, you probably could do like a pixelized character, but it would be challenging. So your voxel game would be really hard, but you can probably do it. All right, let's see. So I think that did fix it. Wait, I didn't attack. I have to attack to confirm that it fixed it, that bug. And then I'll cast a couple spells. We can look. I did cast fire there, and the UI looked pretty good. Yeah. And the nice thing is, too, I could print these for 3D printing, too. So, maybe there's some merch. But yeah, it is pretty cool. I was really surprised how simple it was to go develop some of these models. And there's so much online for it, right? Because VR chat is huge. So like people building VR models and stuff is just everywhere. So like all of the clothes and everything, I didn't actually model any of those. They're all completely open licenses available for commercial use. So you can use them all in games. You can use them everywhere. It's pretty huge. Okay, so this shouldn't break. Yeah, okay, so the attack animation works. I do still need to figure out how to hold a weapon. I don't think it's too bad. I think I just need to go get an asset for like some weapons and attach it to their hands. Should be pretty straightforward. You are you using Blender to do your 3D print modeling? Only reason I ask, I have SolidWorks still. So when I do like simple stuff, like I developed a shelf for my son's room for his camera, like for his monitor camera, and I developed like a I don't know cover for like an access port in my bathroom. I do it all in SolidWorks. I have Blender. I'm not nearly as good in Blender. Fusion 360. Okay. Yeah. That's a good one. I haven't used Fusion 360. I've seen it, but yeah, I haven't used that one. I just learned SolidWorks in college, and it should translate, right? Yeah, it is intense. That's the problem. Is it feels really intimidating, and like coming from somebody who's I have probably thousands of hours in SolidWorks. Blender is still intimidating, and I think it's just I agree. It can just do too much. Like SolidWorks, it's all mechanical. Right? I can go do something mechanically and I'm all focused on dimensions. Blender, you're focused on organic shapes, right? Which it's better for this tool, right? But like, I like creating constraints, creating dimensions, and then the thing basically designs itself because I'm just plugging in requirements. Yeah, with Blender, you've got everything so organic. It's so hard to do. And there's so many ways to do everything, right? Like sculpting and stuff. I need to get good at it because like if I want custom assets, I probably need to use it or go buy assets, I guess. I need to figure out what's going on here. This shouldn't be happening. Actually, I think I know what's going on. Oh yeah, let me cast the spell first. My my attention span tonight is awful. Start with real clay bottling. That's actually a really good idea. Because then I imagine you get the sense of what the functions are trying to emulate. So good advice. Might do that. And it's funny because my brother-in-law does a lot of Blender modeling, and he was doing a lot with clay, and I didn't really put the two together, but yeah, you're right. If you go learn it and how to work with clay, I imagine Blender is the same kind of thing. So good insight. Okay, so this one, I just realized what I think the problem is. Okay. So, this is where it's occurring. Right here. What I want to check is on this animation player. Yeah. So I have jump up and jump down, and this just says jump. So I'm going to change this to jump up. I'm surprised my jump down didn't work because I think it already is jump. Ah, I see. Oh, I hate strings. I would much rather have an enumeration, which I could. Honestly, I probably could do this. I can and will do this. So what I'm going to do here, I hate working with strings. So I'm just going to export a variable for jump animation. Sounds good. Hey, yeah, for sure. Have good stream. Hopefully you can make a lot of progress in your game. Good luck. For sure. And then I'll have an export variable for jump down animation. And then I can just select it. Let's see. Oh, I need to do this. Or type it, I guess. But I can type it up here. Ooh, do I really want to do that? Let's not do this right now. I want to do this, but I want to make all of these nodes here as copy paste as possible for modularity reasons. And I think doing this would require that when you pasted it in, you'd have to go make edits. I may be better off just making sure I use the same jump up convention in every animation window, which I guess if I'm using the same animation player on everything, it's fine. It's if I translate it to another game, I would lose that. But right now we're focused on this game. So there may be, I'm going to make a note here, just a comment that says this may be needed to reuse node outside of this project. Just for future purposes. But for now, I'm going to leave it out. Oops. So right now I'm just going to type jump up, jump down. That should fix it. And it's in the same script, so it'll save on all the characters. I only have to do it once. Okay. So it should let me save this animation here. And that should work again. I do need to figure out a better way to do the jump up thing. So right now, the way I do like the jump up is just, it's not real clean. Oh, that's broken. Check this out. So one thing on the movement, I shouldn't ever be able to move on top of one of my characters. I obviously can here, which is interesting. I need to figure out why that is. Okay. Well, I'll figure that out. Okay. Man, it's so buggy. Well, I sort of did the animation. I will probably, as long as it's somewhat consistent, I'm okay with it. But as you can see, it's not consistent at all. They teleport when you confirm it, so not a huge deal from a playability standpoint, but it doesn't look very good. Okay, let's see. I did get some debug errors. Let's see what... It's probably a signal that got sent. Oh, jump up not found. Interesting. Let's see. No jump up. Is that... I have jump up, jump down. Oh, you know what? Oh, so it is jump and jump down because I'm actually controlling the things here. Okay. But now I got to think, am I controlling this the correct way? Let's just get rid of all this. Character change animations. I don't think that's the one I want to use. Let's see here. On my character when I'm controlling the thing. Oh, change animations is a function. Okay. I mean, it should work. But yeah, it's just animation state.start. So why wouldn't that work? And if there's a switch here, so jumping has to be on. I think I can get rid of that and change this to enabled. And I think that probably solves my problem. I originally was doing this with a lot of triggers, and the issue I was running into was that those triggers are just complicated and create kind of a spaghetti web of dependencies. So yeah, I'm gonna pull that back a little bit. All right. Oops, sorry. Hiding that there. Let's see. So let me see. So now when I do this, but now the animation doesn't work at all. Very, very interesting. It's possible that, yeah, I need to make them match because I think they do everywhere except for on jumping. So what if on my remote, let's go to the remote one here. Let's see if I can fix it at least for Arya. So on my animation layer, that's jump. Maybe I can change on my animations the name of them. Animation, let's manage. Let's make this jump and then this jump down just to make them the same. Let me make sure that they're all capitalized here. Let's go back to local. Yep, jump and jump down. Let's see. Nope, not quite. I'll jump down and see what happens. Okay. The little bounce. Let's reset it. It's possible that I'm missing something here. All right. Let's see what happens. Okay. Very good. Let's see. Interesting. What is my... Why are my animations broken there? Do I get anything in the debugger? No, so it knows it's a real animation. I wonder if it's just not processing here. I guess the only problem is if I do start, I think start waits until the animation finishes. So if it's a continuous, it may never finish. Let's look at that real quick. This is going to be in the animation player. No, animation tree. It's actually in the animation node state machine right here. So let's see, start. Maybe it's not. Maybe it is an animation tree. Not in the animation tree. It is the animation node state. Maybe it's state machine transition? Nope. State machine playback? Okay, yep. Okay, let's look at start. So start's playing the given animation. If true, animation gets played from the beginning. Maybe I need to stop and then start everywhere that happens. I'm trying to think of if there's a reason that would be bad. That it would be bad because I want it to crossfade. Pretty strange. What do I get rid of the true? I guess it's here. Well, let me think here. To change animations, target animation, it's going to start that target animation from the beginning. Let's print within the animation player. I guess print here. I can print here, I guess. Let's print animation state what's playing, just so we can follow along what the animation player thinks should be playing. Returns the starting state, returns playback position, returns the currently playing animation state. So get current node. We'll take a look at this and see what it thinks is playing. Because I have a feeling that what it thinks is playing is not correct. Get current node. Let's see if it ever jumps to that jump one, actually. All right, let's check. So now it's on run, and this will be for everybody. So it's going to come down in groups of 5, which is fine. Okay, move. It did something real quick. Okay, yeah. So it goes into jump, but she didn't jump. Okay, so something is wrong with the actual jump animation. Let's go check out what's going on here. So my jump animation, what would be wrong with it? Huh. Interesting. I do have a jump animation. I wonder if, So it changed when I changed the name of the dictionary. I wonder if when changing the name of the dictionary, the library I'm using. So one thing to note here, if I go to like animation player here, or I'm sorry, animation tree, no, animation player. See this library, I created a new library called body library. And then I have a face library, right? On the body library side of it, interestingly, I changed it. So that's really the only thing I can think that changed. It's got to be from that. Let's look at how this is coded. What I want to do is see on ready animations tree. So animation/animation tree. So it does grab the right one. And then I'm going to get parameters.playback. Parameters.playback, which is animation node state machine playback. You know what? I think I've got this. When I changed the library, I did not come back up here and change the animations. So that, oh, I don't have a walking, interestingly. Do I need a walking? Yeah. It's probably in my facial animations. Is walking in here? Walking is not in here, but that's okay. I think I have a version of walking already right here. So yeah, this is just a note, and I'll create a clip of this probably and post it. This is how I add animations between characters. It's actually pretty simple. So the first thing I do is I load it on the pre-import, click on the skeleton, make sure the bone map is set to human. So create a new bone map, create a profile. That is going to be the humanoid profile. And then your bones now match your imported characters. So then what I have to do is just instantiate this, or I can open the scene for this within where I want to put it. So what I usually do is just open up this, go to the root, right click and instantiate. Then what I do is go here. I can open it up from here. I can go into the animation player. This is the animation I want. I just edit, copy tracks, all of them, go back to my animations here, go to my animation player, create a new animation. We're going to call it walking, and then I'm going to edit and paste. Last thing to do is to make sure that the times line up. So I come back here, look at this. This is 1.0333, and then I change this back to 1.0333. That's it. Now I have the walking animation within my character set. So not too bad. So now I have walking. Very good. It's really not bad at all. I do want to add this because for cutscenes, high likelihood I'll be using walking a lot for cutscenes. Let me go down here. This is an Arya. Oh, she's hanging out. Yeah, so we have Arya there. If I turn this on repeat and I start walking, oh, I got to do it from the animation tree, actually. We will set this. Oh, yeah. I need to do it from here on the animation tree. And then you can delete that node from there. So yeah, here, what I like to do is set jump to be at 0, and then if I'm moving forward at all, I essentially want my character to kick their legs. So now I've got walking here. And so then in here, I can play this, and there you go. There's the jump. Okay, jump down. No jump down. So let's do jump down. This is already walking, I think. And you can see, like, if I set this, there's the walk. It was that simple. And then jump. Cool. That should fix the problem. Let me make sure I set it here and not just on Arya's instantiation of it. Cool. Okay, let's save. The Sam Mohesib library. I have not. And I Googled it. I didn't see much. So, but no, I haven't heard of that library. Is it a physical library or a software library? I Googled it and I didn't see anything. Except for a real estate agent. All right, let's check here. So that's pretty good. Let me test this and make sure. Unknown C library for game dev. Oh, very nice. I am in Godot, and Godot does not take C. So unfortunately, I can't use it. Let me Google it, though. I mean, maybe it's useful for some other things. Let's check. Yeah, I can't even find it Googling. So interesting. What sort of stuff can you do with that library? Let's see. Does that fix it? Oh, yeah. That looks so much better. I mean, it doesn't look great, but it does look better than it did. Good deal. Oh, she's still getting caught into there. I'm going to go ahead and fix that because that has been the bane of my existence, I think, for a long time. It should be pretty easy, I think. Famous last words here. Uh-oh. Let's close out walking. It doesn't like that I have walking open because it's an FBX and you can't directly edit FBXs in Godot. Okay, so yeah, what I want to do is look at this movement. What I probably need to do is, right now I'm switching and jumping at 1.5. I probably need this to be like 1.75. This isn't the cleanest way to do this. Used for like porting games. Oh, interesting. No, I have never heard of it, but I'm going to look it up now and see if I can find it. I could not find it from a quick Google search, unless I spelled it wrong. Interesting. Yeah, I still can't find it. Very, very interesting. That's cool, though. I'll have to look it up. Have you been using it on a project? Or on a to port a game? I gotcha. That's cool. Not even that I couldn't hear about it much or hadn't heard about it much. Maybe I'm not great at Google. I probably could put it in quotes or something. But yeah. You have the insider scoop, sounds like. Okay, that looks decent. I mean, I still need to... I probably want to replace this, like, jump over the wall animation. Still having problems with her. I probably want to replace, like, the over the wall animation with some sort of, like, jump up and climb. Like, get right to the edge of the wall and climb. Like I said, this is one of the first... one of the earlier soft scripts I developed, I guess, was like this jump script, and it's a mess. What I really need to do, I think, is maybe just use the animation pane potentially. Right now I'm just controlling position, and that's okay. I think the animation is kind of automatic. I think I just need to think through a better way to do this. Maybe even use like a miniature state machine. So like one example of that in my camera, I use kind of a miniature state machine, right, to control my camera states. And that's really probably what should be occurring. And that's just this right here. It's like match current state, and you've got the current states, and you have a controller. And what that can do is can be looking forward at the next node I'm running to. And depending on what that node is, go into like a jump next state, right? And I can really fine tune it. I'm not sure why it should be the same for every character, but they are different heights. I don't think that should matter, right? Because I'm just controlling like a position. It should be consistent, but I guess if my frames are changing, which is a problem. Oh, interesting. Well, that's way broken. I don't know. 2885 Everholly Lane. Is that the that's the if you Google Sam Mohebny, you get a realtor out of Jacksonville, Florida. So what you're saying, Garo tracks. Let's see. So I think this does need to stay 1.75. Oops. What I probably need to do though is, instead of, I probably need to go a little slower, like slow down a little faster. So let's see. Once I'm in that zone, what I do is I set my velocity to something a little bit slower immediately, and I start jumping. And then after I start jumping, I get up here. Do I have return in there? I do. So I return, I go to my next node, and when I get to my next node, I immediately go into here. So then I set my acceleration to something that's slower. I probably could go just straight movement speed. What's my acceleration? Is it smaller? Acceleration is 0.14. Interesting. That's so precise. That's okay, I guess. Maybe I can go something smaller still. Maybe I go jump velocity here. Maybe just arbitrarily let's multiply by 0.5. Just keep slowing down a little bit. So I want to slow down pretty quickly. And then what I'm going to do is I say, if I'm moving, essentially don't do anything otherwise. Go ahead and do the jump animation. And then while I'm not in the right spot, let's see. So my guy's going to slow down, get here. And then once he gets here, he's going to go do the jump animation. And then while I'm approaching the wall, essentially is what this is, I'm going to move. This is after I'm in the air. Right? Let's see. Nope. This is where I jump into the air right here. So this is before I'm in the air. So this is running up to the wall. So let's see here. Oops. This code is so bad. Let's check. Yeah, this is running up to the wall. Maybe I need to say, so if that is greater than 1, just let it go. So it's going to keep running. Yeah, I think this should work. That should slow me down a little more. Let's see if that fixes it. Again, I don't think it's the best way to do it. I really need to develop some sort of like PID system. That way it's independent of number of frames, or make sure I put it in a regular. I probably should multiply it by delta. Man, I introduced a lot of bugs somehow really quickly. It's okay. Okay, so let's see. Okay. Yeah, I mean, is it perfect? No. Does it work? Yeah. I think it's gonna be fine until we can clean it up. I'm trying to get kind of the minimum viable product out to get a demo out there. But this is fine for now. That's not too bad. And once I get the demo out, I'll be able to focus a little bit more on polishing. Right now, I want to get kind of the minimum set of mechanics out there, kind of the main things, and then I'll be doing polishing to kind of clean stuff up. And I do have quite a few bugs. Okay, yeah, that looks pretty good. Let's see. And I can predict where she's going to go, so I'll be after Ember. She's going to run 1, 2, 3, like here. So I think if I cast it there, I think I'll hit her. We'll find out. Okay, that looks pretty good. Oh man, This is another bug when they land on each other, which they shouldn't be able to land on each other. I need to work that out for both my characters and their characters. When they do, this is what happens. All right. And then you're going to go again here. All right. That was a test block. I can probably delete that now. Let's see. Oops. Go ahead and cast some magic there. And let's see if I can hit her one more time. This should be a pretty short round. Ultimately, this is looking pretty good. I like the UI. I think that works pretty well. Yeah. So I think the next set of bugs I need to work. Let's make sure attacking still works. I do have a couple little bugs in my debugger right now, so I'll see what those are. I'm guessing they're signals that didn't send. But we'll find out. I'm going to probably play this one all the way through because they're almost dead. Okay. I'm out of mana, so I have to just attack now. He's got mana. Okay. And she's got mana. So very good. We'll see if we can finish this up. And then, yeah, I'll keep working some bugs. Okay, so we got a spell UI in place. Let me pull up the Trello. That was the big thing I wanted to knock out. So we have at least something in place. It's not perfect. Mana's implemented. I think my next thing then is the enemies and players now move on top of each other. Aiden Kura. I'm intrigued by this conversation. Let's see. Okay. Interesting. There is an Aiden Corral software library, so I did find that one. I could not find the other one you're talking about. So that's all right. Not too worried about it. Okay. I missed. I do need to set that. That was a bug. Let me note that one in Trello. So when I miss, it still gave the hit animation. It shouldn't have. So I'll take a look at that one and see what's going on. Okay. Let's see. Do I have any more? No, I am out of mana on her. Yeah. That should be pretty easy. I moved where my hit animation or where my hit node is. So I just need to put it back. Well, I don't need to put it back. I need to go reprogram just that piece. All right. Look at that. Made it through a whole game. Now let's look at some of these bugs. What we got? Okay, so yeah, all signals. Oh, interesting. Error calling signal confirmed. Expected 0, but I got 1. Where's this at? On character body 3D. Is it all on character body 3D? Yeah. Okay. That's easy enough. So, essentially on character body 3D, on confirm, attack, confirm, entered just needs an input. So we can go just find down here. On confirm. Oh, I don't even see it. On confirm, attack, confirm, entered is not even in the thing. Oh, character body 3D. That's my camera. My names are terrible. My script names. Sounds good, yes. I'll have to, I gotcha. Well, I'll look it up. But yeah, good talking to you. Thanks for popping in and catch you soon. On confirm, attack confirm, entered. Right here. So I just need a placeholder. There. That'll get rid of that one. I don't think I need to test it even. On confirm, attack confirm, entered. Confirm, on confirm, attack confirm, entered. Okay, feel good about that. I'm gonna real quick. I'll be right back. I'll throw a character on the screen or something so you can look at it. I'm gonna go grab some water because I've been streaming for like an hour and a half, I think. Hour 45 minutes, and I did not bring a water with me, so my throat is dry. Hey, thanks for the follow, Kairos Aiden. Appreciate it. And I'll be right back. And yeah, for now, you guys can check out Arya and watch. I'll turn the sky on super speed behind her. That way it's interesting, but I should be back in just a minute. All right. Be right back. All right, I'm back. Very good. Hey, we're almost actually at our follow goal here. The count is off for some reason, but we're almost there. So again, appreciate the follow. Okay, let me set this back to something reasonable. Hey, a little Easter egg here. I'll show you guys this. So the sun and the moon on the sky actually have orbital mechanics. So if I go to a certain day, I think it's day 56, and I go to, if I go to day 56, so watch the moon up there, and watch the sun, see it? Give it a minute. We're almost there. Let me turn down the cloud cover because the clouds are trying to get in the way. Look at that. An eclipse. And I bet if you go to 57, you'll have an even better eclipse. Is it perfect? No, but it's kind of a cool Easter egg. Oh, look at that. There we go. Almost a full eclipse. Lots of eclipse options here. Let me turn the sky back to cloudy. That's probably too cloudy. Something like that's kind of nice. Okay. Maybe like that. Maybe that is better. Anyway, I got distracted, but very good. Oh my gosh, I never fixed that problem. what in the world? Interesting. So my, I'm gonna pull up MSI. I think this is having to do something with, I think I just installed it. Anyway, okay. So I'm gonna watch my frame rate here. So I'm at 47 frames per second. I think what may be going on is if I drop number of frames, I end up running under there. So let's see. Let's try to trigger some frame rate droppage here. Maybe not. What I was thinking is I probably just need to multiply it by delta. Because like that works every time. I don't know why it didn't work last time. There you go. But my frame rate stayed fine. Or stayed consistent at least. Pretty interesting. Does it have to do with where my camera is? I don't know. I do not know. Well, I mean, one thing I can do just to do this for now is just set my movement to 0. Let's see. So keep that, but maybe just set character velocity to 0 after. Let's see. Maybe I need to go work this. I probably need to go refactor all of this. We'll just set this to 0 for now. Let me get rid of the MSI, sorry. Oops. Even when I close it, it stays on the screen. Let me find it. There we go. Okay. Let's check this out again. Yeah, we are 3 followers actually away from our follow goal. So appreciate everybody. I need to go update that because right, I think it says we're like at 42. We're actually at 47. I probably lost some followers or something. But pretty close. I don't know why it's 5 off. Okay, so that messed up, obviously. That was not the problem. Okay, I'm looking too early in the system. So you can see there, that's obviously not it. Okay, so I am looking too late in the system. I need to look earlier than this, which is on my look ahead square. So I have a look ahead square that essentially looks ahead to the next square to determine when to start slowing down. I need to start slowing down a little earlier. So this right here, I probably set my character velocity here to be 0. Let's check that out. Vector 3, 0, 0, 0. So as soon as I do this, I should stop and then jump. I do have a timer there, so that timer is not really good practice. That timer would also, if system time took a little longer than 1/100th of a second. What I really want is to wait until next frame. So I can probably replace that with wait until next process frame. That gets a little bit better here. All right, let's see. So that looked good, very consistent. That looked good. Ooh. What happened there? Very strange. Oops. Yeah, I'm not sure why it's so inconsistent. I probably just need to refactor it. The nice thing is, like, if I do that, I can still move there, so not a huge deal. But I do need to fix it. So what I'll do is I'll make a note in Trello, because if it's not in Trello, it's not getting done. Oh, interesting. I lost my mouse cursor. So let me go ahead and add a ticket here for, it's a bug. And it's going to be characters. Character is not jumping consistently. And I'm just going to put the time here, 1:54 on my stream. Very, very strange. And then I'll probably just have to come in here and just reprogram it. I will likely end up going to a state machine. What I should be doing is, I think this should be pretty simple. If the node's on the same plane as me, then it would go jump into that, like it would run straight to it, right? If it's different, like height, what I need to do is I need to jump, right? I need to slow down on the block and jump up to it. Just like that. That's what it should look like every time. I think the problem is it's so inconsistent. So anyway, not going to solve it tonight. I'll come back to it. All right. Like that. See that little short jump? I'm not sure what they were doing. We'll have to come back. We'll have to come back to it. Pretty strange. Okay, so the next thing I want to do then, I have my magic UI implemented. Let's go back to Trello. I'm trying to resolve this unverified failure. Really, it's not unverified anymore, actually. I can now, it's reproducible. Reproducible. I can get rid of unverified failure in the title. So essentially, I can do this consistently where the enemies are moving on top of each other. And my players do too. Now, in the script where I calculate this, if I go to move select, part of this is I should be, so this is the, let me do the enemy one first because what I'm thinking is this will end up being the same solution because these are pretty much the same. But if I go to like move enemy, actually I think it's going to be in confirm move or active enemy. Okay. So when I do this, first I just grab, hey, here's all my candidate cells. And then I'm going to select some group of cells to add as candidate cells. And then what I do is, this is attack. I need to identify movement cells or check path. Same thing though. Grab all the use cells, check this, and there's a little thing here, right? That, hey, if my character is not in the enemy position list, I can't move to it. That works. So this first thing, it checks my target. This works fine. Then what I do is I walk through and take that candidate cell list and I check it to make sure that they're not in the allies position list. This part of the code should erase everything that has like within the allies position list. But it's not doing that. And then the allies position list is calculated down here where it creates the player position list by grabbing the floor of the position. And I'm wondering, I probably just need to print some things here to see what's happening, because this right here should remove it. And then I use that updated movement cells, and then I append my target position, which should not be actually interesting. Okay, I think that's the issue. So I pin target position, right? And I established the target position pretty early on. Through target node. How do I calculate target node? Active enemy key. Let me see if I recalculate. I mean, this is all this is doing is determining the priority of the character. So it says, hey, can I get to that character? And for the can I get to them question, that's not too bad. But one thing, okay, so this is complicated because I want my characters, like if you have an ally, I want them to be able to run through that ally, but I don't want them to be able to stop on the ally. So I do think this right here, appending the target position back on the end, I think this is where my problem's coming from. If that target position is an enemy player, then it's a problem. So let me see how, I think I look at each cell next to him. So for key, check path, active enemy. Okay. Okay, so I actually take the enemy's position. Let's see. A star enemy. That's just my movement nodes. Is that, hey, can I get there? I don't even know if that really works, because I should have a movement speed in here. Okay, so it's just A star. Oh, interesting. Okay, so this is just, is there a path to get to them? Okay, that's good. So this is not where the issue is occurring, because this is there any path to get to them? And ultimately, you know, I think that's working fine. It's really in my move enemy script then, where I'm using it. Let's check that out. Okay, so move enemy here. Yeah, this is where it is. So when I start target position, this is the enemy's location. Or I'm going to walk through all of my used cells. If they're not in highlight cell, which is the essentially the little overlays on each of the blocks, those are grids, or they're grid map icons. Pass, okay. Then I'm going to look through the grid cell again, and if they are movable, not highlight cell, and they're not in the enemy position list, I'm going to put them as candidate cells. So this includes right now everything in the allies list. And I say my movement cells are not my candidate cells. And then why do I do this separately? Then I walk through all of my movement cells. If they're in the position cell, I delete them. I think I need to... Let me look at this real quick. Okay, I might need to do this to get the path. Because then I go straight into running or finding the path to it. Interesting. Okay. So then I go ahead and resize it to the movement speed after I determine what my new path is. And it's going to add, I think I actually have to add back in the allies position list. So now what it's doing, okay, I do add back in the allies position list. I don't know why it's removing the enemy position list again. Unless it just didn't work here. Let's do this as well. Let's also say and not an allies position list. And then I think I can actually get rid of that second check. The only problem, okay, well, the only issue is that, or what would be an issue, it's going to be an issue on my side, on the ally side. The only issue with this, doing it this way though, is when I calculate my path, it won't let me run through enemies. And that actually is an issue, because then if I surrounded that won't work. Because then if I surrounded my enemy with players or whatever, maybe I can still get through that wall, but the enemy is not going to know it. So it's going to think it's stuck. So that will not work. Let's see here. But I also think it won't work by doing it this way. I don't think this helps. And I can test that. So right now, what I think would happen If I had a fourth player, I think I could form a wall. I could probably do it with 2. Maybe I can't. I actually can't do it with 2. I would need a fourth player, but it's fine. I'm not going to worry about it. So I do think I need like a second variable. What I think this workflow looks like. Oh man, we're busting out PowerPoint. All right, got to map this out. Okay. You ever attended a PowerPoint stream? Let's see. So, what this process needs to look like. I need to first calculate, let's see, find enemy position. That's first, that's easy. Calculate path. So I guess build array of possible cells. Calculate path to enemy, allowing walk on allies. And then what I need to do is shorten array. I think I see what's going on now. This helps a lot. So shorten array to movement speed, but make sure not to land on an ally. So what I'm doing, yeah, okay, we'll make it look pretty. Look at that. Thanks, thanks, designer. Okay, so that is pretty simple. Okay, so here's what's happening then. Essentially, I'm getting to the end, and pretty simply, I just say, hey, go resize this to here. The problem is if that last node is an ally player, I really need to go through this again and find a new path or stop right before them. For now, I may stop right before them. This is going to be something I need to work on, though. But yeah. So this will let me move through enemies. And basically, I should say if movement node, I want the last one. So let me look at the array documentation here. Is it last back? Yep. Okay, so back. Okay. So movement node dot back. So the last movement node of the array, or actually it'll have to be after the resize. If, actually, you know what? I could probably say while movement node dot back is in allies position list. What I could say is recalculate resize, right? So what I would do is I'd say movement nodes dot erase. I guess I could pop it. Movement nodes dot pop. No, I can't. I can't pop it. Let's see. I can go movement nodes equals this. Let's see, I already have last movement node in there, but yeah, I think that's the target. I think it's way longer than their movement speed. I really should be passing. Well, so the way I do this on the ally side is because you select what cell you want, I use a Dijkstra function to calculate what cells are possible, and then you click one. This is trying to emulate that without having to go through all the hassle, but maybe I should. Yeah, I probably should. And that would be much cleaner. Yeah, I think I'm trying too hard here. I think I should just do my Dijkstra and then find my path from there. Yep. Let me think about that real quick. The only thing is I need to know where I'm going. And essentially, okay, let's leave it like this for now, but I'm gonna go ahead and add a comment up here. And I'll say potential refactor, and I'll make a ticket. Run Jigstra. And then A star. Without, I guess, then A star from data set. So essentially I would run that Jigstra function, and then from that data set it produces. Okay. Refactor. Enemy movement. Jigstra. And then A star. So I'm doing this with a bunch of A stars going after a certain location, which was fine. I don't think it's terrible. Certainly not great. Okay, so then here, where'd my while go? Right here. So essentially run this, right? Go to my node. And then I would say, if I can do the whole if statement, I probably just want to put this all in one while right off. So if that, do that to resize. And actually I would say I will have a new variable in here. It's variable like, it's going to be remove cells or skipped cells. And so then I could say for each, or for cells, for skip in skipped cells, movement nodes dot erase skipped cells. And then what I want to do is if I want to say if, let me think real quick. I would do it after this. Resize, and then if movement nodes dot back is in allies position list, skipped cells dot append movement nodes dot back. Okay. And then repeat. But I want to do this. So it's not actually movement nodes I want to erase. And actually, I don't really need to keep this array, actually realizing it. Well, no, I do. Movement cells. And movement cells, I don't change any in here, so I don't actually need to keep this array. So yes. I can just movement cells dot erase the back, movement nodes back. I could probably just do it anyway. Let's get rid of this array. I don't need it. Okay. Because I don't do anything with it afterwards, so I might as well just at the end of this do that anyway. And then I would run that while movement nodes dot back is in allies position list. Do run this, resize, erase the back. And I think I can do, I'm gonna get stuck in a while loop almost positively the first time. Just be prepared for that. But I think that looks pretty good. And I can get rid of this even. Okay. I guess I'm getting pretty bold. I'll leave it in there, just comment it out. Okay. This should keep them from running on top of each other. It might not even run. Okay, it does. Oh my goodness. Whew. There's no... Okay. Well, that's a terrifying enemy. I mean, effective, but terrifying. Okay, so... I essentially eliminated the resize part of that. Okay, I absolutely need this first. Oh, that's terrifying. Them just run at you like that. Okay. So resize it first. And then check if it's a problem. Oh, shoot. Which means I need to do the calculation first. Which is back to doing... Yeah, I guess I should have just left it. It's fine. Okay. Didn't even consider that without resizing it, they would just run straight to my characters. But it makes sense. I don't know why they didn't attack me. I guess... Yeah, I'm not sure. All right. I like that I can just wade through there and they can go do things while that's working. Okay. They're not on top of each other yet, which is good news. And actually, I do think they refactored a little bit. Yes. Let's see. This is the point where I think they would run on top of each other. Let's check. Look at that. Fixed. And they attacked. Much better AI. Okay. Not super smart yet, but I bet they walk right into that. Okay. All right. Overkill. Okay, one thing too is my characters could run on top of each other at the beginning, so let's refresh that. I think I've resolved this one. I feel pretty good about it. I mean, it's not a great solution, but it's good for minimum viable product. All right. The next thing is figuring out if my people can run on top of each other. There's can't now. Well, hopefully there's can't now. I still can. I'm not sure why. They really shouldn't be able to. Wow, I did not realize she was so much taller than he was. You know, I know what's going on there. See this scale? When I had my old people, they were scaled down. Let's see if anyone else is scaled. Oh, he's gonna be tall. That does explain some stuff, though. Okay. I don't know if that can cause too many problems. I mean, he's much taller now. And he's much taller. That's expected because she's really short. He looks huge. Let's see. Okay, but I can still run on there. Let me make sure. He should be in the allies list. Let me just double check. It's like he's getting left out of the allies group, but he's in there. Let's check here. So I do get player locations. Let's print allies position list. That should tell me. Oh, you know what? I can go turn that on in a second. I'll go turn on the grid map as well. I think it just runs once on ready though, so I need to turn it on before I run it. It's just debugging. I need to probably, let me see if that's on ready. Let's put this in process. That way I can do it mid go. Okay. I'm going to look at this too on movement. Is this all living in the process, the physics process? No. So I don't actually think that's, it might be called the physics process. I'm not sure. Maybe not. I probably do want to multiply by delta on my move. Anyway, I'm thinking ahead. Probably need to raise my camera up a little bit. Okay. So let me turn off. Well, let's do that. Okay. So 10. Oh, my grids aren't on. Okay, let me turn my grids on. Let's see. On world. Okay. Hey, Y-Boss Gamer, doing pretty well. How are you doing? I'm debugging this because for some reason my game is letting me run on top of this and it shouldn't. Oh man. Now it's really lagging. It's because it's generating those labels every every frame. That's okay. Okay, so 10, -1, 0, which is here. 10, -1, -1. Hey, I'm glad. Yeah, appreciate you you joining. Glad you're glad you're able to discourse in there. So yeah, isn't there? Hey, yeah, pretty soon. By the way, I'm working on finishing up. Let me turn those off because that's causing crazy lag. Working on finishing up kind of like a playable demo thing, and we'll be doing some play testing. And within that Discord is where I will be calling like for play testing, right? Like asking people if they want to do it. So be on the lookout. I think within a week or week and a half, if you are interested in play testing, the only thing I'll be asking is if you play test it, like fill out a Google form. I'll send that and basically just ask you like, hey, you can record it and send me the recording if you want. But the goal is really just to ask, hey, what'd you find, right? So I'm going to try to resolve as many bugs as I can. I will post with it. I will post with it that, what the current bugs are. Yeah, it was laggy because I have grid labels on and I had just put, this is probably going to kill it. I had just moved where grid labels are processed from being processed once to being processed every frame. So what was actually happening there was every frame it was calculating and processing like 100 labels. So yeah, I'm just waiting on it to, it's probably gonna die on me. And it didn't like that. I'm gonna turn on MSI Afterburner again so we can see. But yeah, hey, it survived. My stuff's not really too bad. Yeah, not bad at all. So let's see. So it was probably just my CPU then, because it probably generates all those labels using the CPU. But yeah, if I turn grid labels off, it's a lot better. I probably just need to do it a little cleaner, where if it's on already, it doesn't reprocess them. So yeah, pretty smooth here. All right. But yeah, I'm not sure why this is there. So if you look at the, oh, you can't see it. Let me pull this, actually, let me pull this down a little bit. Thanks, appreciate it. So yeah, so if you see here, this right here is the cell map or the grid maps, right? That is my allies list. The allies list should be removed. It's working here. It's working here, but for some reason it's not working here. Yeah, thank you, appreciate it. I'm pretty happy with the models. These are all new. So we just finished them up. Pretty happy with most of them. Some I've spent a little more time on, so they look a little bit better. But yeah, it's coming along. Let's see. And the animation and everything on them is really good. I can control the faces pretty cleanly. So pretty excited where that's going. All right, let me see. So potentially, I'm comparing two different data types. Thanks, appreciate it. Let's see. Yeah, I think I only shared the one in Discord, which I think you saw. But I have created 5 now, so I actually have these, and then I have these as well. So she's really short, I realized. Thanks, appreciate it. I'm trying to keep everything really clean. There is one thing I don't like, and you can see the box covers them up. I'm not sure. That's the one thing I think visually that I don't like right now, is that the box is rendered behind or in front of the character. But I have to render it in front of the grass. So I essentially have depth test turned off on it. So it just kind of comes up on top of the screen. But I need to figure that out. Anyway, yeah, so I need to figure this out too. Let me look at the code for this. It's possible that I'm just missing something really obvious. Let's see, this will be in magic select, or I'm sorry, this will be in movement select. Well, I want it on top of the grass. I want it on top of the grass, but behind the character. And the problem is I can't do it with render layers, because I still want the character to be covered up by the grass, right? From their leg down or whatever. So the layers I want is like, I want box on top of grass, character below grass, box below character. And it's a little bit, it's not real clean. There is a way to do it, and that's essentially within the mesh, within the material. I can turn the, potentially I can turn where it's calculating the render distance, and yeah, set a render distance that works. The only problem is these are all VRM files that I can't edit within Godot without crashing everything. So I've got to think that through. What I probably could do is like a shader that looks where the characters are on your 2-dimensional viewport, right? And if a character is crossing the box, let me turn, for example. I don't know if it'll actually do it here because I'm not in game, but yeah. So then what I can do, so you see this, how it's on top of the grass, which is good. I want it to be on top of the grass, but it's also on top of the character. What I might need to do is look at the viewport, and if the character is in the way of the viewport, right? Like if the character is there, just cut out that little section of pixels, right? Just be blank. It is complicated. For this playtest and this demo, I will probably just leave it, because it's not a huge deal. I mean, it's not super pretty, but it's not like terrible. It's like the one thing visually I just don't really like. So anyway, we'll work on it. We'll figure it out. Okay, so let's see. Back to the scripts. Okay, so for move select, I'm getting the right. Definitely. I appreciate it. I'll let you know whenever I do that play testing. I'm going to post, I have known bugs, right? I'm going to post all these known bugs with the play test. That way people are aware, I guess, right? And we'll go from there. And then hopefully before too long, I have a demo. I'm kind of coming up with a story for my demo. And I've got some ideas for some other things. So I think we're pretty close. Okay, so first thing I do is identify move cells. This is really where the problem is. So first I get all of the cells that are not, that are movement cells and they're not highlight cells. I create a world cell, and then I develop candidate cells for where the cell distance, okay, where it's a navigation cell, where it's not highlighted, and it's not the enemy position list. Then I generate here all of my, sorry, excuse me. Thanks, appreciate it. It's coming along. It's not commented, So I do need to comment it if I ever, right now I'm solo dev though, so not a huge deal, but comments would help me as well. Okay, so then what I'm doing is I am I'm running this Dijkstra function, which looks at all of the possible paths of movement based on movement speed, and I'm ignoring that. And then basically it checks here all of the cells in the allies position list. This is where it's failing. So what I need to do here then is say print, I should print the check cell, right? This will only return if they're in allied position list. So then I can compare that everything in the check cell everything in the allied position list is coming out of the check cell. And I may need to take the floor. Well, the check cell is a vector 3i, but I am taking a vector 3 of it. It's possible for some reason the character's position is 3i. Okay, so. Oh, interesting. Very interesting. So yeah, it only did it once. It did not do the full list. So that is where my problem is. Let me print, let me print. We'll do it right before the for loop so I don't get it 3 times, but let me print allies position list. And then I'll say ally list. Okay. And then removed cell here. And then what I also need to do is print the, so that's going to return that. I probably do need that outside the if. No, that's going to return hundreds, not hundreds, several. Yeah, I think it should be pretty easy. We know where the problem is, so now we just got to figure out why the problem is. Sorry, I'm getting a little stopped up here, a little stuffy. Might need a Sudafed. Okay, let's check here. Okay, so now we can look at this. So the ally list are those 3 things, which is correct, but it's only going to remove the one cell, which is this cell. I'm already removing my own cell, so it's just removing this one. It is not removing this one. Okay, so we're getting closer. Now let's examine the logic. Thanks, appreciate it. Thanks for the strong belief. I think we're moments away from resolving it. Let me check and make sure allies position list actually is a vector 3. It might. I do think it is, but I guess I could confirm just by doing like. Well, I know that player position is a vector 3. Let's just do this anyway. Just force it, right? Right now it's still ambiguous, right? So we can make sure by doing this. This essentially forces it to be a vector 3, because if it gets loaded as a vector 3i, you can't compare vector 3i's with vector 3's. So this will force it, and then I need to close parenthesis. So now we will be positive that it's a vector 3 in that case. Let's check here. All right. Let's check. So let's go to movement. Okay. So they are all vector 3s now, but it's still working on this one, not working on this one. I wonder what that. No, we know that the ally list is correct. So my check cells, I may not. Let me see if I add anything to it later. So when I do this, does it end after that? Yeah, movement cells. Then it ends. Movement cells dot erase check cell. Let's not do this for a second. I wonder. Okay, I have an idea. I'm wondering if every time, like when I get to that cell, it erases it and it shifts the array. And because of how I'm checking this, now the array is different. And so it misses the thing. So then what I would do is I would say variable erase cells or remove cells. Hey, no problem. Enjoy your breakfast and Yeah, I hope it's good. So variable remove cells we would put up here. And I could say remove cells dot append, and we can make this an array. So remove cells dot append, check cell, and then what I can do is I can say for cells in, or for cell in remove cells. Oops. For cells in remove cell, cell. I think that looks pretty good. Yeah, I feel pretty good about that. What I think is happening is it's shortening the array. And so I break my for check. So I need to wait to remove it until I finish that loop. And then once I finish the loop, it kills it. Okay, look at that. So you can see now it removed both of them. We'll get a visual confirmation in a second. And yeah, there we go. Problem solved. So yeah, so what was happening? Just some, what I think the logic is. What I think was happening is essentially when I would run it, it had an array, so it had, 10 items it was checking. It would remove one, and now it only has 9 items it's checking, and it would start at the next index. Well, if I remove the index I'm on and it starts at the next index, it would skip an index. So I think that index was getting skipped. And there you go. And that's why it was only when you first start. So problem solved. That's great. All right, it's getting pretty late. It's about 11:15. I'm going to spend just a little bit of time, I think, working on some music. So let me go back to Trello. Let's see where we're at and resolve some of these tickets real quick. Okay. So things we got done. We got done. Enemy running on each other. Maybe I already did that. Enemies move on top of each other. That's done. I didn't even have a bug for character moving on top of each other. So that's fine. All right. I think ultimately that's what we got done. Okay, so next time, I still haven't added any abilities. That's okay. Next time, let's see what we're gonna do next time. I am probably going to. I'm going to clear that. What I probably need to do next time is so the things I have left for my demo is that I need to build a level. Let's go ahead and add cards for this. Build demo level. I need to create magic animations. And then I need to fix enemy AI, which I already have. I'm going to prioritize these here. I need to finalize name. We have some ideas. If you have more ideas, put them in the Discord. And then I need to, let's see, finalize the name. Create a cutscene. And then I do need to create. I have 5 models right now. I need 5 more models. I want the demo to be a 5-on-5 type thing because I think that'll be the typical thing. Okay, so that is where we're at. So I might build some of the models on stream. I was, I'd never done it before, so I was a little nervous about creating them, but I think I've got a process down now that works pretty well to create models pretty quickly and pretty cleanly. I think they look pretty good. So I will probably do that live before too long. Cutscene, I will probably do live as well. So I think next stream, though, we might work on... I like coding on stream. Don't know if that's the funnest part for y'all. But I will probably start working on building the demo level or magic animations next. All right. With that, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to spend about 10 minutes working on the OST. So give me just a few seconds really quick while I switch over. I'm going to lose audio for a second. Wow, that loaded really fast. I did not lose audio very long. Let me minimize Trello. All right. So here's where we're at right now. Okay. So I'm currently working on the OST for this. This is what's going to go into the demo. I think I don't like around here. We'll hear it in a second. I think for the most part I like this, though. It does sound a little bit hard. I could probably mess with some of the tone. I don't like that too much. It sounds better quiet though. Could do some cleanup along the way. I think there. So right there, I go. So I go to the 6. What am I doing here? I go to the 6. I go to the 4. I go to the 5. Back to the 6. And then I think what I want to do there maybe is go back to my normal 4, 5, 6, 3 progression, or 4, 5, 3, 6 progression, like here. So let's try that out. That's 4, 5, 6. Oh, that's actually 4, 5. Yeah, 4, 5, 3, 6. So essentially, we go to that minor, and then it'd come back. That would put this. I'd move this over. Same here. I don't know if this is going to work out really well, but it does get me back in sync, which is nice with the rest of these tracks. We'll listen to it in a second to see. And then I can finish that up, and it allows me to cut some time off of it as well, which is nice when I'm talking a demo, just like a trailer. That's what I'm talking about. It's getting late. One thing I want to do is I want to quantize all this. These are a little bit off. So let me go ahead and quantize. What quantize does, if you're not familiar, I know that I went from programming to music. But so quantize, if you're not familiar with it, is it just loops it into a set beat. So I can quantize the different beats. So like if I quantize all of the 16th notes, it'll just push to the nearest 16th note. I probably will re-record what goes on the strings right here. So this is 6. What is this? 4, 5, 3, 6. Let me go ahead and record this real quick. 1 second. I'm probably just gonna let's listen to it real quick actually before we get too far along. I definitely need it was definitely missing the strings though. Let me put the strings back in. So this is, I'm just going to do 4, 5, 3, 6 here. So, something like that. Let's go ahead and count in. Here we go. Okay. I need to raise them an octave. But that's fine. So they need to go up to F3. Let's quantize them. Okay, now let's take them up. Let me unfold. Okay. So let's try this. I don't like one of these notes. Oh, shoot. Let me undo this. Okay, so here's the problem. I quantized, but I don't think I want to. Right? Did I quantize this? I did not quantize this. Let's fix this here. This should be an easy fix. All right. Maybe I did quantize it. You got to be careful with the quantizes. You can really mess something up. Okay, let's check. Oh, that's a jump. Let's see. So I'm going from the 6. Interesting. Let me think. Okay, so maybe the 4, 5. Maybe I should instead be doing the 3. 3 here. 3, and then we can go to the 6. 4, 5. So my thought process there is from the 6, going down to the 3 should sound a little bit better and maybe resolve a little better. So we'll go from nope. Real bad. And plus the melody is not great. Maybe the melody is the problem. Let me mute the melody here. Let's just listen to the strings. Okay, nope, that's definitely a problem. So from the 6th, so let's see, I'm going 6, 4, 5. What am I doing after that? So I'm going from the 6th. Let's go to here. It's a little easier to see it. Going from the 6 to the 4 to the 5 to the 6, maybe the 2. 2 to the 5 to the 3 to the 4. Ooh, to the 6. Okay, so it's 2. I could go to the 1. I mean, I could all go down the 1. I don't actually play the 1 anywhere in here. Let's see, we got 6, 4. We got 5. And we got 6. If I go to the 1, it sounds like this. We go 1. Let's do 1. To the 3. Let's see. I'm gonna go up an octave here because I'm running out of space. So I got 6, 4, 5, 6, 2. The 1 I think is better. 1 to the 3. I can go to the 2. Nope. To the 4 to the 6. Gotta think through that. 6, 4, 6. I can go to 3. The 7. Is that the 7? Yeah, it's the 7. back to the 1. That's not bad. And then I'd go back to it. Okay, that's not bad at all. Okay, so what is that? That's 4. I'm sorry, it's the 6. 4, 5, 6. That's the 1. 3, 7, 1. Ooh, I like that. Okay, 1, 3, 7, 1. Let's try that. I can just slide them. I can slide them. 1, 3, 7, 1. All right. So that's 1. 3. 7. 1. And that takes me back really well back to the 4 for my normal thing. Okay, one thing I need to do is slide these out. Actually, I would just do the end. I do the tail end of this progression like this. So then it just goes 4, 5, 6, 6 after that. I think that works pretty well. And I'm excited about that. Let's, I don't need this necessarily. Yeah, I don't need this one, but I do need essentially my thing here needs to be I need to go 1. Wait, am I doing 1? What'd I do here? Hey, welcome back. We switched gears here and are doing some music here for the next probably 5 minutes or so before we head out. But welcome back. So 1, 3, 7, 1. Okay, that's pretty good. I think I can actually just take this, slide it over here, and without having to refactor all these, I think I can just slide them around. Thank you, appreciate it. Glad you like it. Okay, so this right here needs to be a 1. So I'm just going to select them all rather than playing this because I have too many fingers. I don't have enough fingers to play this in real life. So we'll move that down. That is now the 1 with a 7 on top. So we're going to do 1. And then is this already a 3? That is not a 3. That is a 5. So let me see if I can just get these to select. Sometimes Ableton's a little tricky. Okay. So that is a 5. So I need to move that down to a 3. Oh, you know what? I definitely moved. Okay, so 1, 3. This should be a 7. I guess we'll go to the 7 down here. Right there. And then let me grab this here. All right. This should be a 3. Wait, that's a 1. Okay. I mixed this up. That's okay. So we'll make this 3. This one is the 1. I was off by 1 bar. That's fine. Let's see. I think we're coming close to being able to play it and it's sounding pretty decent. Okay, so I got 1, 3, 7, and then 1. Let's move this down to a 1. All right. Okay. So that's pretty good. And then I'll just copy that over. Because the way I have these arpeggiated, as long as they have these big 7th chords, it works pretty well. Okay, so what that means is it sounds like this. Ooh, that was a little too spicy. That was super spicy. Why is that so spicy? I've definitely got a chord wrong somewhere. That should not be that spicy. Let me pull these out real quick. Let's see with just the bass. Okay. I mean, it sounds that spicy for sure. Maybe the one is too spicy. It shouldn't though, right? So I've got... Oh, let's go just... Maybe it's just in my string. Oh, well, I'm playing the 4 there. That's why. Okay. That makes sense. Yeah, that would be spicy. So let's go move this up to a 1 here. Well, I got 1, 3, 7, 1. Okay. Now let's try these together. Okay, that's better, I think. Let's look at this. Maybe 1's not right there. So I got, let's see, 6, 4, 6, 4, 5, 6, 1, 3, 7, 1. I think it sounds pretty good. I think I might need to mess with what these strings are doing though. Maybe, let's listen real quick. Okay, I think the strings need to come down an octave. I think that will help. Let's go ahead and pull them down. Because I think there's just too much emphasis on the strings there. Let's see. So let's come back. Ooh. I was off by a note. That should be okay. So I'm just off by 1. That was a C sharp. Actually needs to be a C here. Okay, so let's see. Let's see now. Okay. Right here. I don't like the C on the bass note. I think the bass note could probably do a 3rd. A 3. But then would I stay on a 3? Yeah, that bass note's just so bad. What is that about? Okay. So let me think. If I'm doing 1, I could probably go to a 7 then. Because 1/7? No, that'd be just a flat. I guess I could, or 1/5. So I could do like a G there. Let me see. Ugh. I feel like everything's clashing. I mean, if I just do the strings, it sounds fine, right? Maybe I'm missing something else. Yeah, that sounds fine by itself. Which I guess I could just take those same notes and drop it a couple octaves, but I think I pretty much had that. Let's see, let's go back to the 1 here. Okay, so it's going to be a 1. That's going to be a 3. 7. That's actually the same notes as are on here, where it is a 1, a 3, a 7. So it shouldn't sound weird at all. Unless there's some weird effect on here that's doing something. It does sound a little bit off, doesn't it? Do I have like let's see. Do I have something going on here? I don't think so. It sounds right everywhere else, right? But I'm always higher. Maybe I'll take them up. Maybe it doesn't process these low notes very well. So it could just be the instrumentation here. Let's take this up an octave. Okay. Okay, much better. It might not like that lower octave for some reason. And then these are all correct, right? Let's just go ahead and add in one instrument at a time. Sorry I subjected you to that. Let's see what's going on here. Let's simplify a little bit. Why did that sound so nasty here? Let's see. So I have a C. I've got the... Okay, well, that explains that. The 5 and the 7. Okay, that's better. Let's see. And then I want to essentially duplicate that on top of itself here. Like this, so it's a full octave. Okay, so now what that would sound like is... Hey, Potato Games, how's it going? We are currently... I'm failing here a little bit, but working on some music. Trying to get the OST kind of started here. Very interesting change of pace. Yeah. So here's where we're at right now. Let me unmute some channels. It is coming along pretty good. There are... I copied over some bad notes, so that's not too bad. I should have just played it. I've got my MIDI controller, and you can't see it down here. It'd probably been a lot cleaner if I just played it, but... Meanwhile, I'll go ahead and edit this while we're playing this through once. Oh, yeah, you can use... Ableton is good for pretty much everything. Well, very good. Yeah, great software. Oh, that's so bad. Oh, because I didn't replace these upper pianos with my new... I didn't finish either, but... and also I have the melody out. There's a melody to all that you missed. But yeah, Ableton's very good. I do a lot of live looping with Ableton too. Actually, all the music on the back of my stream is all live loops for the most part. And it's all recorded. Thanks, White Boss Gamer. Appreciate it. Have a good one. Sweet dreams. Well, I guess you're going to have a good day at work. Or whatever you're doing today. But I appreciate it. Thanks. Sounds good. Talk to you on Discord. Oh, that gets real spicy there. I need to calm that down a little bit. But it's coming along. Yeah. We're getting there. I'm trying out some different chord progressions at the end here to truly make it sound like, a video game. That wasn't chord progressions. I had notes in the wrong places, but let's see. So that going there will fix that problem. And let me go ahead and duplicate this to get the full octave on this seventh. I don't know about the seventh either. What I'm trying to decide is if this chord progression flows cleanly. I may need, like right now what I might do is pull the root note off of these. And maybe even the third. And I think that'll actually flow just a lot cleaner. So it kind of walks down from the 6. So it'd actually go 6 and then it'd be 1/5. And then it'll do the 3, walk down to the 7 and back to the 1. And I think that's a little bit cleaner. I do like that. So let's see. Because I enjoy music. Yeah. No, understood. And I think it's because I enjoy music, and I think... One second. It gets a little too spicy there. What probably is better here is just keep it simple and do this. So that would go, because I do think that's just too spicy. I don't think the world is ready for that. So then what I would do is just do 4/5. But yeah, I think, AI has its place. Absolutely could use it for developing some of this music. However, I like making music, so I'm spending 5 minutes or so each stream, or not 5, 10. I start with 10 and then I go into being way longer. But yeah, spending 10 minutes or so each stream doing this, and over time I get there, but it's a lot of fun. So because it's fun, I like to do it, and then I can kind of customize it and really set it right. Because one thing I want to do is create a demo before too long. But in order to create a demo, I've really got to control where the high parts are of the music, right, where the low parts are, and that's a little harder to do with AI, I think. But definitely not against it by any means. Let's see. So this is just basic. Not bad. I don't really like that second chord progression. Let me go back to what I had. I might have to save this. Might have to think through it because it's getting pretty late and maybe I'm running out of creative juice. Let me go back to this. I think one thing is on these big piano parts like this, maybe I have too many sevenths going. So maybe we try that first. So maybe I just keep this simple. Get rid of the sevenths on this part, which will simplify it quite a bit. So that would be the A on this. Well, this is a 1. Actually, you know what? I didn't have the 7th on there. I had the 6th. So that really should be the 7th here, which may make this sound a little bit better. Yeah, exactly. Oh, hey, while you're here, I haven't showed you this yet. But speaking of creating, I did create models. So I've got characters now. I'll have to walk through with you some point to kind of walk through. Oh yeah, you did see it on Discord, didn't you? Not just one, but yeah, I've got several now, and they have full face control, which I'm excited about. It's going to make cutscenes a lot of fun. I need to figure out a good mapping to like for my facial expressions, right? One of the things I can do is like these vocal cues, whatever you want to call them, right? Like if I'm doing the ooh sound, right? It'd be the ooh, right? And I need to figure out exactly how I want to map that out because I don't want to do that manually. So I need to find software to translate like voice lines into the actual sound and then do that dynamically. But for now, not bad. So anyway, little detour. Oh, shoot. Oops. Didn't realize I had Ableton covering Godot. Yeah, I do think automating that is going to be really important. But yeah, so here are my characters. I have 5 of them now. And so making good progress, getting some models in place. But yeah, I think in terms of like cutscenes and stuff, I can do a pretty wide range of emotions, which is really nice. Let's go here. And I'll pull them up. So like, for example, here's kind of like the normal face, right? Maybe something sad's happening. Maybe something surprising, right? And then when I'm talking, I can actually control the mouth to be some sort of text. But I do need to automate that part because there's no way I could get all of them accurate, or I don't want to, I guess. I want to automate that part. So anyway, I'll work on that. For now, that'll stay mad. All right. I think I'm pretty much done with this. I might mess with it for like another 5 minutes. But I do need to figure out back to here, jumping all over the place. Sorry, that's my attention span. Okay. Oops. Okay, I think the real issue here is not the progression. I think the real issue here is the chords. Yeah, I appreciate it. I do think it's coming along pretty nicely. So that's a 1, 3, 5, and then a 7, and then a 1, 3, 5. Let's add the 7 up top. And then let's look at the next one. That's a 1. Let's fold this so I can. Okay, so that's a 1, 3, 5. Let's see, 1, 3 is the G. So I gotta look down. And then 5 would be the B. Okay. And the 7 would be the D. Okay. And then 1, 3, 5, 7. I'm not sure. Yeah, BWAG. So I got to figure out how I want to do the spells. I want to do it something where I can be pretty expandable with it. So I've been thinking through it. I don't know exactly what I want to do yet. I want to make it where like I don't have to spend hours and hours creating animations for each spell. So I'll probably like have one per kind of like element, and then which would be 15 animations. But I think that'll be pretty easy. I think I'm gonna use a lot of particles, and I think that'll be okay. But I don't know. Yeah, I need some serious thought there on what I'm doing and how to do it. Let's see. Last one here. Okay. So that should be right now. Now we can actually listen to it. Yeah, so I think I'll pretty much do like one. There will be some spells where you'll like want an animation, right? Because they'll be in cutscenes and other things, but not sure. Okay, we'll listen to what this sounds like now. Better, not perfect. I do like that progression. I think I need to change some of the voicings. One thing I definitely need to do is this should go straight into this version. Thanks, appreciate it. This should go straight into here, so it goes with the drop. And I think I can make this a 5. Oh, really? Okay, I'll check that out. Yeah, I think I haven't done any balancing. So yeah, it's probably this. So it's probably this right here, this whistle. Right? I can probably take it down. It does sound better at a higher octave, but it's probably too loud for the most part. Yeah, let's let me pull that down an octave and see what we think about that. So I kind of like it, the higher octave, for most of it, but not the end. So I think up to that point, like all of this, I kind of like the higher octave, at least through this. But I think I can take that and just move everything up for that part. And then maybe this as well. Ooh. Maybe this as well. So it'd be something like... Yeah, I agree. I don't like that. I don't like this note. I think that needs to be a G. What I can also do is let's look at, like, if I just play this part on loop real quick, it might get annoying for a second, but it'll stop being annoying. What I'm going to do is mess with this and see. Might not be a lot I can do. Okay, what I probably can do, let's set the automation on this. Let's move this up to whatever it was before, 13. And then essentially once this comes down, pull it back to like -25. I think that will help. So. Yeah, I actually like this higher octave too, I think. I don't like that. And what I probably can do too is take these back down. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Take these back down. Yeah, I think that helps a lot. And then what I probably can do is take this back up, back to 16. And then I can go back to my automation here and just phase it up from here, which should actually sound pretty cool, I think. So yeah, that's much smoother. Much easier to listen to that. I don't like that switch right there to the 1. So I need to figure that out. I do like this 7 1 though. Oops. That needs to go all the way to 0. Yeah, I think that's much less annoying. Even at the higher octave, was that better? And then I'm going to cycle through this one more time. That's going to go through half, and then this one will finish it off. All right. So yeah, I think the last thing, which I'm not going to do tonight, is this jump from the 6 to the 1. I definitely liked this going back to the 1 better. Maybe even the 3. Not the 2. Good, yeah. I don't know what you're listening on either, but I probably hear things a little different too with my IEMs. So it's really good to get like feedback, so appreciate it. Yeah, thanks for that. If you got any more, let me know, because you've got a different listening device and stuff, and it's probably it's really helpful. So thanks. Oh, nice. Okay, yeah. These little IEMs don't really do a lot of noise canceling, so you probably hear a lot of that stuff a little better than me. Thanks a ton. Okay, yeah, this is the last part. That's pretty abrupt. What I think I can do is get rid of these and move them to the top. So right there would be the B. I'd do instead up there. Basically, all I'm doing is changing the root note. Still a 1. It's just different voicing. So then when I go that... And then I actually think these all come down 1 octave, which I know was a problem earlier. That's not quite... Oh, shoot. Modifying the wrong thing. Okay. That looks good. And then basically this... Okay, so this is on G right now. To G. Should it be? Yeah. But that is, yeah, it's a B. It's a pretty low B. Let's listen to that. That might be too low for this. Much smoother. I don't like this note though, this C here. I might just do the 3. I mean, it's going to hold that 3 there, but I think that might work. Yeah, and then this would go down to the, maybe the 3rd. of that. So it'd go up and then down to the 1. Let's check. The flat part of the blue one under the 3rd black bar of the green. So you're talking about like right in here. Yeah. One thing is these leads, I changed my chord progression, so I probably need to re-record them. And all of this, I really need to. Here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna do this, and I'm going to record a new woodwind thing here. Well, I guess it's fine all the way to here. Oh, that's not what you're talking about? Is the flat part of the blue one under the 3rd black bar of the green. So you're saying over here? Oh, okay, yeah. So let's see what I'm playing there. I'm playing a 7. I'm playing a 7 on a 5. So I probably could play a 5 there. Well, I'm already playing a 5. The 7 should be okay. So I'm playing a 5. The 7's the 3rd, so that's actually a good note. Let's see. Let's listen to that real quick. It's just high. It's just high, I think is the problem, I guess. So I guess I don't need to play. I like the 7, but yeah, let's lower it, take it down an octave. And then this could step up instead. So it'd be like this. Okay, that's the wrong. What I probably should do is let's just re-record all this. Starts on a 6. We'll see what we got here. So I got like a. All right, let me see. Let's go ahead and just record something real quick. All right, let's see. Let me turn this on. Oh man, I messed that up. Gotta think through the chord progressions I'm playing here. All right, that should work. The 4. Does it go to the 4 there, or does it go to the 3? Now I'm confusing myself. Okay, it does go to the 4, but I will play the 3rd on top of that 4. Maybe my old lead was fine. Ooh, I like that. Okay. Okay, I like what I had better. We'll leave it. It's late. Anyway, gonna go ahead and call it a night. I'll mess with this more next time. I was gonna do it for 10 minutes. Ended up working on this for like an hour. But it's getting close. I think without the lead, it sounds pretty decent. I think I might need to change the the instrumentation there on the 7, but we'll do that next time. So anyway, thanks everybody. Had fun. Thanks for hanging out. I'm gonna find someone on Twitch to raid real quick. We'll probably raid Potato Games or Orb and Mortar. We'll do Orb and Mortar, I think, because they're over here. So let's give them a hey guys. Thanks. Yeah, appreciate all the help, B-Wag. I'll keep working this, and we'll see how we can go. I usually try to end my streams with this, but I'm gonna try to do less, I think, next time. It's late. Ended up staying up way too late, so let's see. Let me find someone here. Oh, interesting. Actually, yeah, I think I'll oh man, let me go back to the beginning of this just for music. Okay, let me find someone to raid. Thanks, everybody. Yeah, for sure. All right, good night, everybody. We were in Ableton, but we're closing up the stream for tonight. But we'll catch you soon. We're gonna raid Potato Games, so give a hey guys to Potato Games. All right, talk soon.